Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something we all wrestle with at some point in our lives: emotional dependency. Now, let me be clear, needing people is part of the human experience. But when we tie our emotional well-being entirely to others, we hand over the reins of our happiness, our peace, and even our power. I want you to imagine something. Think of yourself as a tree, a strong, steady tree, deeply rooted. Now imagine what happens when you rely on a storm to bring you water. Sure, the storm might quench your thirst, but when it leaves, what are you left with? Chaos, uprooted soil, and in its place, emptiness. That's what emotional dependency does to us. It makes us believe we need someone else to water our roots, but here's the truth: you are your own wellspring. Self-worth, true self-worth, comes from within. It's not something someone can give you, and it's not something they can take away. You see, when you depend on others for validation, love, or even just a sense of stability, you're building your foundation on shifting sands. One change in their mood, their availability, or their behavior, and your world crumbles. But let me tell you something: powerful emotional independence doesn't mean isolation. It doesn't mean you stop caring about people or that you stop allowing them into your life. No, emotional independence is about knowing that you are complete on your own. It's about standing tall, even when the storms of life pass through. This journey starts with setting boundaries, not to keep people out, but to protect the beautiful, irreplaceable essence of who you are. Boundaries say, I value myself enough to ensure that my emotional health is a priority. And they teach others how to treat you. And here's the key: fill your own cup first. We're often so busy tending to others, trying to keep the peace or make someone happy, that we forget to nurture ourselves. But how can you give love, patience, and understanding when you're running on empty? You can't. You deserve the same care you give to others. Finally, embrace the beauty of your journey. No one else can walk your path, and no one else was meant to. When you learn to find joy and strength within yourself, you'll realize that you are enough just as you are. So as we leave here today, I want you to remember this: stop waiting for others to validate your worth. Stop looking to others to heal your wounds. You are not a half waiting to be made whole. You are whole, powerful, and extraordinary all on your own. Self-worth is one of the most profound aspects of being human, yet it's something so many of us struggle with. From the moment we are born, society sends us countless messages about who we should be, what we should achieve, and how we should measure our value. We're told that our worth is tied to our looks, our accomplishments, or even the opinions others have of us. But let me tell you something: powerful, true self-worth is not something that comes from the outside. It comes from within. It's an unshakable truth that no one else can give you and no one else can take away. Think about that for a moment. If your sense of worth is dependent on how others perceive you, you're handing them the key to your happiness. If they approve, you feel good. If they criticize, you crumble. When you tie your value to external sources, whether it's relationships, careers, or accolades, you build your sense of self on a foundation that shifts with every passing wind. And let me tell you, life will throw storms your way. People will disappoint you. Circumstances will change. The question is, will you remain standing when they do? True self-worth is not about ego, nor is it about perfection. It's about recognizing that your value as a person is intrinsic. It's not something you earn, and it's certainly not something that diminishes because of failure, rejection, or the opinions of others. You were born worthy just as you are. But here's the challenge: believing that and living in alignment with that truth. So many of us spend our lives searching for validation. We look for it in relationships, hoping someone will love us enough to make us feel complete. We seek it in achievements, hoping that success will prove we're good enough. We even chase it in material things, thinking that the right house, the right car, or the right appearance will finally make us feel worthy. But here's the thing: none of those things can fill the void of self-doubt if you don't believe in your own worth. Your self-worth comes from knowing who you are at your core and embracing it. It's about accepting your strengths, acknowledging your flaws, and loving yourself through it all. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real. It's about standing in front of the mirror and saying, I am enough even on days when you don't feel it. And let's be honest, there will be days when that feels impossible. Days when criticism stings, when failure feels overwhelming, or when rejection leaves you questioning your value. But those moments are the ones that teach us the most about ourselves. Because self-worth isn't about avoiding pain, it's about knowing you are still whole, even when the world tries to tell you otherwise. Building your self-worth requires courage. It means setting boundaries, even when it's uncomfortable. It means walking away from situations that don't honor you, even when it's hard. It means choosing yourself, even when others don't. And most importantly, it means showing up for yourself every single day. When you cultivate self-worth from within, you stop chasing validation from others. You stop needing their approval to feel good about yourself. Instead, you find peace in knowing that you are enough just as you are. And when you do that, something incredible happens. You start attracting people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your true value. You see, when you know your worth, you don't settle for less than you deserve. You don't let others define your limits. You don't shrink yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. Instead, you rise, you grow, you shine. So let this be your reminder: your worth is not negotiable. It doesn't depend on your success, your relationships, or your circumstances. It's already within you, waiting for you to embrace it, believe in it, live it, and never, ever forget it. You are enough, always. Relying on yourself is one of the most empowering choices you can make in life. It's not about isolating yourself or shutting others out. It's about understanding that your greatest source of strength lies within you. Too often, we look to others to be our emotional anchors, hoping they'll provide us with stability, comfort, or validation. But when we place that responsibility on someone else, we inadvertently give away our power. We create a dependency that can leave us vulnerable and, more importantly, disconnected from the deep reservoir of resilience we all have within us. Think of it this way: when you rely on yourself, you take charge of your emotional well-being. You stop waiting for someone to save you, to fix you, or to make things better. You recognize that you have the tools to navigate challenges, to face adversity, and to find joy even in difficult circumstances. This doesn't mean you don't lean on loved ones for support or share your burdens with those you trust. It simply means that your foundation, your sense of identity and security, isn't built on the unpredictable actions of others. When you rely on yourself, you become your own source of strength. You learn to trust your instincts, to listen to your inner voice, and to honor your needs. You stop seeking external validation and start valuing your own judgment. This shift is incredibly liberating. It allows you to walk into any situation with confidence, knowing that you have everything you need to handle whatever comes your way. And here's the beautiful part: when you build this kind of inner strength, your relationships improve too. You show up as a whole, self-sufficient person rather than someone who is seeking completion or fulfillment from others. This creates healthier, more balanced connections where love and support are freely given, not demanded or expected. Loving yourself enough to set boundaries is one of the most profound acts of self-care you can practice. It's not about being selfish or pushing people away. It's about recognizing your own worth and ensuring that your energy is protected. Boundaries are a way of saying, I value myself and I will not allow others to diminish that value. They're about creating a space where you can thrive, grow, and be your authentic self without fear of judgment or exploitation. Setting boundaries can be difficult, especially if you've been conditioned to put others' needs before your own. You might worry about being seen as unkind, ungrateful, or even confrontational. But the truth is, boundaries are an act of love, not just for yourself, but for others too. When you establish clear limits, you're not only protecting your well-being, you're also teaching others how to treat you with respect. Boundaries are not walls. They're bridges to healthier interactions and deeper connections. They allow you to say yes to the things that truly matter and no to the things that drain your energy. They empower you to prioritize your needs without guilt and to show up in relationships as your best self. And the most important thing to remember is this: you are not responsible for how others react to your boundaries. Your job is to honor your truth and trust that those who genuinely care for you will respect your decisions. When you set boundaries, you're sending a powerful message to yourself and the world: I am worthy of love, respect, and care. You're choosing to stand in your power, to protect your peace, and to create a life that aligns with your values. And that, my friend, is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Filling your own cup first is not just an act of self-care, it's a necessity for leading a balanced and fulfilling life. We often hear that we should be generous with our time, energy, and love, and while there's immense beauty in giving, the truth is that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Too many of us push ourselves to the point of exhaustion trying to meet everyone else's needs while neglecting our own. And then we wonder why we feel burnt out, resentful, or disconnected. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's essential. Imagine your energy as a vessel. If you're constantly pouring out for others without replenishing it, what happens? You run dry. You find yourself physically drained, emotionally overwhelmed, and unable to give your best to anyone, including yourself. But when you fill your own cup, when you prioritize rest, joy, and self-care, you operate from a place of abundance. You're able to give freely, not because you're obligated, but because you genuinely want to. Filling your cup starts with knowing what nourishes you. It's about tuning into your needs, whether that's a quiet moment of solitude, pursuing a passion, or simply saying no to something that doesn't serve you. It's about recognizing that self-care isn't a luxury, it's a responsibility. And it's not always glamorous. It might look like setting boundaries, making time for exercise, or asking for help when you need it. These small, intentional acts create the foundation for a life where you thrive rather than merely survive. Here's the key: when you make your well-being a priority, you set a powerful example for others. You show your family, friends, and colleagues that taking care of oneself is not only acceptable but necessary. You give them permission to do the same. And in doing so, you create a ripple effect, fostering a culture of balance and self-respect. But it's not just about the external impact. Filling your own cup is a way of honoring yourself. It's a declaration that your needs matter, your happiness is valid, and your well-being is worth protecting. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and compassion that you so readily extend to others, because at the end of the day, you are the one constant in your life. You deserve to be whole, vibrant, and at peace, not just for others, but for yourself. So let go of the guilt. Release the notion that you must always be everything for everyone. Prioritize your needs, fill your cup, and watch as your life transforms. When you operate from a place of fullness, you don't just survive, you thrive. And from that place of abundance, you're able to give to the world in a way that's sustainable, joyful, and deeply meaningful. Your journey is your own, and no one else can walk it for you. Life is filled with voices, those of society, family, friends, and even strangers, all offering advice, opinions, and expectations about who you should be and how you should live. But the truth is, only you truly know the path that's right for you. Your journey is as unique as your fingerprint, shaped by your experiences, dreams, and the lessons you are here to learn. Embracing that truth is one of the most liberating things you can do. Too often we fall into the trap of comparison. We measure our progress against others, feeling behind when someone else seems ahead, or inadequate when their achievements shine brighter than our own. But here's the thing: comparison is the thief of joy. It blinds us to the beauty of our own path and distracts us from our purpose. Life isn't a race or a competition. It's a deeply personal experience meant to be lived in your own time and on your own terms. When you embrace your journey, you learn to let go of the need for external validation. You stop looking for others to approve of your choices or to understand your vision. Instead, you anchor yourself in the knowledge that your path doesn't need to make sense to anyone but you. This shift allows you to move with confidence, even when the road ahead feels uncertain. It gives you the courage to take risks, to fail, and to grow, knowing that every step, whether it's forward, backward, or sideways, is part of your story. Your journey is not just about reaching a destination, it's about who you become along the way. The setbacks, the triumphs, the moments of doubt, and the flashes of clarity, all of it shapes you. Even the challenges you face, the ones that feel insurmountable, are there to teach you something. They're there to strengthen you, to refine you, and to prepare you for what lies ahead. When you view your life this way, you stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones. It's important to remember that your journey doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Maybe your success doesn't come in the form of a promotion or a big house. Maybe it's found in the quiet moments of connection, in the way you love and care for others, or in the courage it takes to pursue a dream no one else understands. Whatever it is, it's yours and it's enough. There will be times when others don't understand your choices. They might question your direction or even doubt your ability to succeed. That's okay. Your path isn't for them to walk, it's for you to discover. Trust yourself. Trust the whispers of your intuition, the pull of your passions, and the lessons your heart is teaching you. At the end of the day, your journey is a reflection of your soul. It's a testament to your resilience, your courage, and your willingness to grow. So honor it, celebrate it, and most importantly, trust it. Because no matter where it leads, it's taking you exactly where you're meant to be. You are enough just as you are. Let that sink in for a moment. In a world that constantly tells you to be more, do more, achieve more, it's easy to feel like who you are isn't sufficient. You might catch yourself thinking, if only I could be smarter, more successful, or more attractive, then I'd finally feel worthy. But the truth is, your worth is not tied to your achievements, your appearance, or anyone else's approval. You are enough simply because you exist. This can be hard to believe, especially when you're surrounded by messages that make you doubt yourself. Social media showcases highlight reels, not reality. Advertisements tell you that happiness is only a purchase away. Even well-meaning people in your life may project their expectations onto you, leaving you questioning whether you're living up to their standards. But here's the truth: no one else gets to decide your worth. It's not up for debate. Being enough doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes or have areas where you can grow. Being enough means you're valuable just as you are, flaws and all. It means you don't have to prove your worth to anyone. You don't have to earn love, respect, or acceptance by being someone you're not. Imagine what your life would look like if you truly believed you were enough. Imagine how freeing it would feel to stop chasing perfection or comparing yourself to others. You'd spend less time doubting yourself and more time embracing who you are. You'd stop striving for approval and start living in alignment with your values and dreams. This doesn't mean you stop growing or evolving. In fact, when you accept that you're enough, you create the foundation for true growth. You stop trying to change yourself out of fear or inadequacy and start growing out of love and curiosity. You approach challenges with confidence, knowing that even if you stumble, your worth remains intact. Being enough also means setting boundaries. It means saying no to things that drain you and yes to things that nourish your soul. It's about surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, not those who make you feel small. When you know you're enough, you stop settling for less than you deserve in relationships, in work, and in life. And here's the most beautiful part: when you believe you're enough, you inspire others to see their own worth too. You become a light, showing people that it's okay to be themselves, to embrace their imperfections, and to live authentically. You create a ripple effect, spreading self-acceptance and love wherever you go. So let go of the idea that you need to be more. Let go of the pressure to prove yourself. Look in the mirror and remind yourself every day, I am enough, because you are. And you always have been. In conclusion, the journey to emotional independence and self-worth is one of the most transformative paths you will ever take. It begins with the realization that your value comes from within, not from external validation or the approval of others. It's about learning to rely on yourself as your source of strength, setting boundaries that protect your peace, and understanding the importance of filling your own cup before you pour into others. This path is deeply personal and it will look different for everyone, but at its core, it's about embracing the truth that you are enough just as you are. It's about honoring your unique journey, letting go of comparisons, and trusting that every step, even the challenging ones, is leading you toward growth and fulfillment. Remember, you have everything you need within you to create a life of meaning, resilience, and joy. Your self-worth is not something you have to earn, it's something you must believe in. As you walk forward, carry this truth with you. You are complete, you are powerful, and you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness, not because of what you do, but simply because of who you are. So stand tall, take back your power, and live your life unapologetically. The world doesn't need you to be anyone else but the incredible person you already are. Thank you.